Okay, so we were here only. So we were talking about is it audible? So if it is not, then type somewhere in the chat box that it is not, audible. Okay. So we were talking about epidural anesthesia in case of cattle. Okay. So most preferred is first in intercoccygeal. We can use sacrococcygeal, but it is not advisable because you will get in older cows. It is not good. Okay. So how I told you how to locate the portion. Okay, so you will use the tail like a pump, this pump handle, and then where there is depression between C1 and C2, then you will use 80 to 20 gauge needle, okay, hypodermic needle, and you will insert it to the right angles, okay, up to 5 to the length of the needle should be 2.5 to maximum 5 centimeter, not more than that. If it is lengthy also, you cannot put inside. Okay, so a maximum dose means 5 to 7. More the dose means the animal will be recumbent because entire lumbosacral plexus will be affected. Okay, so what is the dose rate? Actually 1 ml per 100 kg body weight. So suppose the animal is 400 kg, so you can start by 4 ml, 5 ml, like that. So within half an hour to 1 hour the effect will be there. How you will judge that it is effective? You can pinch with the needle. So if suppose sensitization, if the area is desensitized, means the animal will not respond, okay, to the small needle prick, what we do it in our during our maneuvers. Okay. Okay, now coming to the epidural anesthesia in case of horse. Okay, so now the uh, in case of horse, again the preferred site is first intercoccygeal space only, means C1 and C2. But the problem is the location of the site. In case of cattle, it is kind of easy to locate. Okay, because you will see the vertebral spine. Okay, but here the difficulty in case of horse is that the tail is well covered by the muscle and fat. Okay, so it is well covered. So that's how the spine of these coccygeal vertebra will not be much, I mean, pointed or much obvious as in case of cattle. In case of cattle, by touching only you can understand that yes, this is the coccygeal vertebra. But in case of mare, uh, because it is more fatty, I mean fat deposition or muscle deposition is more. So the identification of C1 and C2 is difficult. Okay. Now, the needle you will use is strictly 18 gauge needle should be used, not more than that. And then the length of the needle should be 4 to 8 centimeter. Okay, minimum 4 and maximum 8 centimeter. Okay, and then you are inserting the needle at the 10-degree angle. Okay, it is not 90-degree, it is a little you know tilted 10-degree from the vertical. Okay, now here also you cannot use epidural anesthesia to the larger dose. Suppose the dose is okay, the dose is not given here. I'll tell you how much should be the dose. But you should not use the dose much, because more the volume means the horse will show ataxic changes. It will show ataxia. Okay, because it is different from cattle in temperament, so it will show ataxia. Okay. Now coming to the pig. Okay, coming to the pig. So we generally don't use epidural anesthesia. It is very rare in use. Okay, and especially not for the dystocia correction. We use it for correction of prolapse rather than dystocia. Okay, so this is about the horse. We'll see the postural defects. Okay, first anterior presentation. So how many presentations are there? Anterior and posterior. Okay, anterior longitudinal, posterior longitudinal, then transverse, vertical. So we'll see some of them very important ones. Okay. So first is carpal flexion posture, means carpal is flexed. So for this is fundamental. Then when you are doing correction, okay, of any postural defect, you have to use lots and lots of lubricant. Okay, you have to do cupping. Cupping means you look at this cupping of hoof. Okay, so this has to be done. Okay, so now this is carpal flexion. The carpal is flexed. So what he is doing? He is putting Kuhan's crutch repeller, okay, next to it, okay, at the shoulder level, and then he is trying to pull it out. Okay, so this is one way. Look at this. So first retropulsion should be applied to the joint next to it. I told you in beginning of the class that when you are when you want to correct one, flex one joint, so you have to put pressure over to the next joint which is present. So you have to produce repulsive force over the next joint. Okay, so that same thing he's doing. Okay, he's putting pressure, and the same time he has a the snare is tied, and now he's putting out. But when he's the another fellow will pull it out, there is chance that it may rupture the vaginal canal. That's why the cupping is done. Now he has kept his hand like this. He is protecting the hoof from damaging this vaginal area. Okay. Now second thing is carpal. After carpal flexion, there is another one, incomplete extension of elbow. The elbow should be extended. Look at this. Do you appreciate it? Like this should be straight. The hoop should be, now look at the hoop is just parallel to the muzzle. Okay. In ideal condition, the hoop should be a little bit away from the, I mean forward to the muzzle. Okay. So because it is not extended properly, it is incomplete extension, so that should be straight up to here, but now it is a little bit flexed, so this is called incomplete extension of elbow. So diagnosis, how you will diagnose? You will put your hand pervaginally. Okay, you will see that the digit or hoof is just parallel to the this muzzle of the fetus. Look at this. Okay, so the correction is same. In that also correction is the same. You have to provide retropulsion first, and then you have to put cup the hoof, and then you have to take it out in an arc like fashion. So everywhere the correction procedure is almost the same. Now the third condition is shoulder flexion. Okay, shoulder flexion. So how you will diagnose it? So diagnosis of bilateral, it may be bilateral or unilateral. Bilateral means both the shoulders are flexed. Look at this. The shoulder should be extended. The limb should be here. Okay. How you will diagnose it means you will put your hand inside. If suppose it is bilateral, then you will put hand pervaginally. Okay. So you will see only neck, head, and everything, but you will not see any digit or any fetal limbs. Okay, because these are flexed. Shoulder is flexed, so it is going backward. Okay, clear up to now? Now because the shoulder is flexed, it is not extended, so now the width of the shoulder will be more. ठीक है, आप करके देखो अपने पास, अपने दोनों हाथों को अपने बाहर की तरफ लेके जाओ हेड के ऊपर. नाउ यू सी शोल्डर, आपके शोल्डर की विड्थ जो है वो कम हो जाएगी, और आप दोनों हाथों को पीछे कर लो, पीछे की तरफ लेके जाओ. ओके, अब आप देखो, चेक करो, किसी से भी पूछोगे तो शोल्डर की विड्थ बढ़ गई. तो यहाँ पे क्या है, बाइलेटरल अगर फ्लेक्शन है इसका शोल्डर का, तो क्या होगा, विड्थ बड़ी हो जाएगी. कहने का मतलब अब फीटस का हेड बाहर नहीं आ पाएगा क्योंकि ये शोल्डर ज्यादा ब्रॉड हो गया है, अब ये बाहर नहीं आएगा। तो ये कार्पल फ्लेक्शन से ये एक डिफरेंस है। कार्पल फ्लेक्शन में हेड बाहर वेजाइनल कैनाल या वेजाइनल कैनाल तक आ जाएगा या इसके थोड़ा वल्वा तक भी आ जाएगा, बट यहाँ पे वो एक हेड नहीं आएगा उसका। दूसरा परवेजाइनल जब आप हाथ डालोगे तो हेड तो है लेकिन लिम्स कोई भी नहीं है। सो ये बताता है कि शोल्डर फ्लेक्शन है। ठीक, अगेन द करेक्शन विल बी इन द सेम वे। वी आर पुटिंग फोर्स, रेट्रोपल्सन करना है, थोड़ा पीछे की तरफ धक्का देना है, देन होल्ड लाइक दिस, कपिंग करनी होगी, एंड देन यू टेक आउट इन ए आर्क लाइक फैशन। ओके, थर्ड इज लैटरल। उसका पहला हो गया कार्पल फ्लेक्शन, फिर दिस वन यू नो शोल्डर फ्लेक्शन। ओके, अभी आपका लैटरल डेविएशन ऑफ हेड। सो दिस इज हाउ द लैटरल डेविएशन मे अकर। लुक एट दिस, लुक एट दिस। ओके, in case of ruminant, especially cattle, this is the most common form of dystocia. Okay, कैसे diagnosis करोगे? How to diagnose? You will see both the forelimbs are in the vulva but head is not there. आप शोल्डर फ्लेक्शन में क्या देख रहे थे? डिफरेंस देखना। शोल्डर फ्लेक्शन में आप देख रहे थे कि हेड वल्वा में है या वेजाइनल कैनाल में है, वल्वा में नहीं वेजाइनल कैनाल में है, लेकिन कोई भी लिम्स नहीं मिल रहे हैं। यहाँ क्या है? लिम्स आपको दोनों ही मिल रहे हैं लेकिन हेड नहीं मिल रहा है। Okay, vaginal examination, that's why it is written head is missing. You will not get head, but again you have to double check, you have to cross check. कैसे क्रॉस चेक करोगे कि ये ऐसा तो नहीं पोस्टीरियर प्रेजेंटेशन है? बिकॉज इन केस ऑफ पोस्टीरियर प्रेजेंटेशन आल्सो यू विल सी ओनली टू लिम्स। कैसे क्रॉस चेक करोगे कि ये पोस्टीरियर प्रेजेंटेशन नहीं है? एनी वन ऑफ यू?
सर जॉइंट का मूवमेंट देखेंगे।
एनी वन ऑफ यू कोई आंसर कर सकता है?
सर जॉइंट का मूवमेंट देखेंगे।
वेट 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 वेट, हाँ अब बताइए।
सर जॉइंट का मूवमेंट देखेंगे सर, जॉइंट मूव करके किस डायरेक्शन में मूव कर रहा है।
अगर ये पोस्टीरियर प्रेजेंटेशन है, अगर ये हाइंड लिम्ब है, तो आपको दो जॉइंट्स अपोजिट डायरेक्शन में मिलेंगे, राइट? यही तो है, दो सब्सिक्वेंट जॉइंट अपोजिट डायरेक्शन में मिलेगा। और अगर फोर लिम्ब है तो सेम डायरेक्शन में मूव करेंगे। ओके, ग्रेट। एक और तरीका है जिससे आप पता कर सकते हो कि ये पोस्टीरियर प्रेजेंटेशन है क्या। सपोज अगर पोस्टीरियर प्रेजेंटेशन है तो जो सो यू मे गेट अ लिटिल टेल, आपको टेल या एनस ये एरिया आपको टच हो सकते हैं। डीपर अगर आप हाथ अपना करोगे तो आपको टेल भी छोटी सी मिल सकती है वहां पर। ओके, सो दैट्स हाउ यू हैव टू आइडेंटिफाई। ओके, आपने पहला देखा कि लेटरल डेविएशन ऑफ हेड, नाउ विल सी द वेंट्रल डेविएशन ऑफ हेड। एक तो ये हुआ कि साइड में गर्दन चली गई, नाउ यू सी वेंट्रल डेविएशन ऑफ हेड। हेड सीधा रहना चाहिए, लुक एट दिस, इट शुड बी पैरेलल टू दीज hoops, I mean limbs, but this is going down. So what is this? This is ventral deviation of head. ये अनकॉमन है, नेचुरली डिस्टोकिया में अनकॉमन है, बट फील्ड में आपको सबसे ज्यादा यही मिलेगा। वो इसलिए बिकॉज क्वेक्स व्हाट दे विल डू, दे विल सिंपली suppose deviation is there or something is there, they will simply hold the four limbs and they will start pulling it out. Okay, so in that way the head will move downward more and more. Okay, so first position, now vertex posture. This is vertex posture. So what is vertex posture means? The calf's nose abuts the pubic brim. Okay, so if it is pelvic, pelvic girdle, so the base area is pubis. Okay, so the this nose, okay, muzzle will be touching the pelvic brim. Okay, now naturally when you put your hand, the muzzle should touch your hand here. Okay, but now it is touching the pubis. Okay, so this is called vertex posture. More serious form of vertex posture or ventral deviation of head is nape presentation or breast head presentation posture. Okay, now the deviation is more further, okay, and the head is fixed vertically between these two forelimbs. So that's how the nape or breast head presentation will look like. Okay. Okay, so we will stop right here. I think yes, we'll stop right here.